tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I cannot live without books. The price of freedom is eternal vigilance. When government fears the people, there is liberty. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past. Educate and inform the whole mass of the people. They are the only sure reliance for the preservation of our liberty. The God who gave us life gave us liberty at the same time. In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. The care of human life and happiness, and not their destruction, is the first and only object of good government. I predict future happiness for Americans if they can prevent the government from wasting the labors of the people under the pretense of taking care of them. Rightful liberty is unobstructed action according to our will within limits drawn around us by the equal rights of others. No freeman shall be debarred the use of arms. The spirit of resistance to government is so valuable on certain occasions that I wish it to be always kept alive. I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. A little rebellion now and then is a good thing. The boisterous sea of liberty is never without a wave. Honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom. The most valuable of all talents is that of never using two words when one will do. I find that the harder I work, the more luck I seem to have. The glow of one warm thought is to me worth more than money. We are not to expect to be translated from despotism to liberty in a feather bed. I tremble for my country when I reflect that God is just, that his justice cannot sleep forever. Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude. The whole art of government consists in the art of being honest. Do you want to know who you are? Don't ask, act. Action will delineate and define you. It is error alone which needs the support of government. Truth can stand by itself. I am a great believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it. An injured friend is the bitterest of foes. The man who reads nothing at all is better educated than the man who reads nothing but newspapers. I hold it that a little rebellion now and then is a good thing, and as necessary in the political world as storms in the physical. Whenever a man has cast a longing eye on offices, a rottenness begins in his conduct. To compel a man to furnish funds for the propagation of ideas he disbelieves and abhors is sinful and tyrannical. My reading of history convinces me that most bad government results from too much government. The equal rights of man and the happiness of every individual are now acknowledged to be the only legitimate objects of government. I would rather be exposed to the inconveniences attending too much liberty than those attending too small a degree of it. The natural progress of things is for liberty to yield and government to gain ground. It is the duty of every citizen to be informed and to be active in the defense of his rights. No government ought to be without censors, and where the press is free, no one ever will. The will of the people is the only legitimate foundation of any government. I am not an advocate for frequent changes in laws and constitutions, but laws and institutions must go hand in hand with the progress of the human mind. The diffusion of knowledge among the people is the only sure way to preserve their liberties. The purpose of government is to enable the people of a nation to live in safety and happiness. I have no ambition to govern men. It is a painful and thankless office. It does me no injury for my neighbor to say there are 20 gods or no God. It neither picks my pocket nor breaks my leg. The good sense of the people will always be found to be the best army. A Bill of Rights is what the people are entitled to against every government on earth. The press is the best instrument for enlightening the mind of man and improving him as a rational, moral, and social being. The earth belongs to the living, not to the dead. Our liberty depends on the freedom of the press, and that cannot be limited without being lost. I never considered a difference of opinion in politics, in religion, in philosophy as cause for withdrawing from a friend. The legitimate powers of government extend to such acts only as are injurious to others. The policy of the American government is to leave their citizens free, neither restraining nor aiding them in their pursuits. I think myself that we have more machinery of government than is necessary, too many parasites living on the labor of the industrious. It is always better to have no ideas than false ones, to believe nothing than to believe what is wrong. An honest man can feel no pleasure in the exercise of power over his fellow citizens. The only orthodox object of the institution of government is to secure the greatest degree of happiness possible to the general mass of those associated under it. The force of public opinion cannot be resisted when permitted freely to be expressed. I hope our wisdom will grow with our power and teach us that the less we use our power, the greater it will be. Every government degenerates when trusted to the rulers of the people alone. We confide in our strength without boasting of it. We respect that of others without fearing it. I know of no safe depository of the ultimate powers of the society but the people themselves. The right to bear arms is a natural right of the people. The greatest service which can be rendered any country is to add a useful plant to its culture. The spirit of 1776 is not dead, it has only been slumbering. I am for freedom of religion and against all maneuvers to bring about a legal ascendancy of one sect over another. The rights of conscience can never be safely invaded. An association of men who will not quarrel with one another is a thing which never yet existed. The art of life is the art of avoiding pain. We never repent of having eaten too little. The most successful war seldom pays for its losses. Walking is the best possible exercise. Habituate yourself to walk very far.